Success doesn't collapse in a moment. It doesn't explode. It doesn't shatter loudly. It doesn't warn you with chaos. It disappears, quietly, like a shadow fading at sunset. Like a slow leak you don't notice until it's too late. At first, everything seems fine. You're moving, you're trying, you're hoping, but something feels off. You're not where you thought you'd be, you're not becoming who you imagined. And the most dangerous part, you can't point to one single reason why. That's because success is rarely destroyed by obvious failure. It is destroyed by silent mistakes, repeated daily, ignored consistently, accepted unconsciously. And today, you're going to see them. Not just hear them, see them clearly. Because once you see them, you gain something most people never have: control. So before we go deeper, make a decision. Decide that you are no longer going to live on autopilot. Decide that you are ready to sharpen your mind. And if you're serious about that, subscribe to this channel right now, because what you're about to hear is not entertainment. It's transformation. Mistake number 1. Waiting for motivation instead of becoming disciplined every day. Millions of people wake up with the same lie in their minds: I'll start when I feel ready. They wait for motivation like it's a signal, like it's permission, like it's something they must have before taking action. But motivation is unreliable. It's emotional, it's temporary, it's inconsistent. Some days, you feel powerful. Other days, you feel nothing. And if your success depends on that feeling, you will always be inconsistent. This is how people slowly fall behind. Not because they're incapable, but because they're waiting. Waiting for energy. Waiting for inspiration. Waiting for the right time. But the right time never announces itself. It never knocks on your door. It simply passes, quietly. Discipline, on the other hand, is different. Discipline doesn't wait. Discipline doesn't feel. Discipline decides. It shows up when you're tired. It works when you're distracted. It continues when you feel like quitting. And that's why discipline wins. Every time. Because discipline creates consistency, and consistency creates results. Think about it: the person who works a little every single day will always outperform the person who works intensely once in a while. Not because they're more talented, but because they're more consistent. So stop asking yourself, do I feel like doing this? Start asking, is this necessary? And once the answer is yes, do it. No debate, no delay. That's how discipline is built. One action at a time. Deep reflection. Break. Pause for a moment. Think about the last 7 days of your life. How many times did you wait to feel like it? How many opportunities did you delay? How many actions did you avoid? Now imagine repeating that pattern for a year. That's how silent failure happens. Not dramatically, but gradually. And now you see it. Mistake number 2. Letting other people's opinions shape your life. There's a hidden force controlling most people's lives. It's not money. It's not opportunity. It's fear of judgment. You think about what others will say. You worry about how you'll look. You hesitate because you don't want to be misunderstood. And without realizing it, you start living a life that isn't yours. You adjust your behavior. You filter your thoughts. You hold back your potential. All to fit into expectations that were never meant for you. This is how people lose themselves. Quietly. Because they don't even notice it happening. But here's the truth most people avoid. If you live for approval, you will die without purpose. Because approval is temporary, people change their opinions constantly. What they praise today, they may criticize tomorrow. So if your confidence is built on their approval, it will always be unstable. Stoic thinking teaches something powerful. Focus on what you can control. And you cannot control how people perceive you, but you can control your actions, your values, your decisions. That is where your power lies. So instead of asking, "What will they think of me?" ask, "Am I acting in alignment with who I want to become?" That question removes fear, because it shifts your focus inward. And when you trust yourself, you become unstoppable. Mistake number 3. Escaping discomfort instead of using it. Discomfort is misunderstood. Most people see it as something negative, something to avoid, something to escape. But discomfort is not the enemy. It's a signal, a sign that you're being stretched, a sign that you're growing, a sign that you're moving beyond your limits. But most people run from it. They choose comfort, because comfort feels safe, familiar, easy. But comfort has a hidden cost. It keeps you where you are forever. Nothing evolves in comfort. Nothing improves in comfort. Everything that grows, grows through resistance. Think about it. Muscles grow through stress. Skills grow through repetition. Confidence grows through challenge. So why would success be any different? The reason most people stay stuck is not because they lack ability. It's because they avoid discomfort. They avoid hard conversations. They avoid difficult decisions. They avoid situations that test them. And in doing so, they avoid growth. But the few who embrace discomfort, they transform. They use pain as fuel. They use struggle as training. They use resistance as strength. So the next time something feels difficult, don't run. Lean into it, because that discomfort is shaping you into someone stronger. Mistake number 4. Overthinking your way into inaction. Your mind is powerful, but it can also be your biggest obstacle. You think, you analyze, you plan, and then, nothing. Because you're waiting for certainty. You want to know exactly what will happen. You want to avoid mistakes. You want everything to be perfect. But perfection is a trap, because it doesn't exist. And while you're waiting for it, time is moving. Opportunities are passing, and someone else is taking action. Overthinking feels safe, because it protects you from failure. But it also protects you from success. Because success requires action, imperfect action, messy action, uncertain action. So break the cycle. Take one step, then another. Because movement creates clarity, and clarity creates confidence. Mistake number 5. Treating time like you have forever. Time is the most valuable thing you have. But it's also the easiest to waste. Because it doesn't feel urgent. You think you have more of it. You believe there's always tomorrow. So you delay, you postpone, you wait. But time doesn't wait. It moves forward, silently. And one day, you look back and realize how much of it is gone. This is why awareness of time is powerful. Not to create fear, but to create focus. Because when you respect time, you use it wisely. You act with intention. You prioritize what matters. You eliminate distractions. And most importantly, you start now. Not later. Not someday. Now. Final closing. This is your wake-up call. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Now. Because the life you want, the success you imagine, the person you dream of becoming, is built through daily choices. Quiet ones, invisible ones, the ones no one sees. But they matter. They always matter. So choose discipline, choose purpose, choose growth. Choose action, choose time. And if you're ready to keep growing, to keep sharpening your mind, subscribe to this channel. Because this is more than motivation. This is your daily reminder that you are capable of more. Much more. Now go and become the person your future depends on.